Hello students. So in this video, I am just going to tell you all about the some good books of the quantum mechanics. In general, people asking me, sir, which book I have to follow for the quantum mechanics, and obviously for CSIR NET examination or any another examination where quantum mechanics have some high weightage. So if you will ask that there are n number of fabulous book for the quantum mechanics, but for the student point of views, I am just giving you some name of some book and what is the main basically character or main features of that particular book. And I will also tell you that which chapter I am going to take from which book. And I found that different chapters in a different book can be given in a very nice manner. And the student should focus on that chapter from that book. So let us try to go for step by step. So if you will say that the book written by Cohen and Tanoji, and this is one of the very nice book and very costly book also. And if you will say this is the Gita of quantum mechanics, this is the Bible of quantum mechanics, and this is the something like Quran of quantum mechanics. So this is the one of the fantastic book, awesome book. But the problem of this book is that it has two volume and it is very bulky, very bulky. And from the on the scratch from each and everything it is given. So the real problem into this particular book is that how you will read this book. You need a mentor to read this book. And this obviously, even if in a whole life, if you are reading this book, the time will be less. So the first book I will recommend, that is what? Cohen Tanoji. And this book is not a only textbook book, but rather it will also help you into the research if you want to do some research into quantum informatics, quantum computational, and all this thing. So this is the one of the fundamental book, the best book for quantum mechanics. But yes, for this book you need to be very good into the mathematics. You need, and you have to be dedicated only this particular subject. So I will suggest this book is not good for competitive examination. Rather, it is good for your masters, or it is good for your research where you have a lot of time to understand the thing. The second book, which is one of my favorite book, is the DJ Griffith, that is Introduction to Quantum Mechanics, that is second edition. Now it is available into market. And this is one of the very nice book. And I like this book. Why? Because the language of this book is very smooth. And the second thing is, it is very concise. It is up to mark for the student point of view and for the examination point of view, mainly competitive examination or even your master's examination. So this I will recommend that every lover of quantum mechanics must have this book, that is Introduction of Quantum Mechanics by DJ Griffith. And you will see that in our video lectures in our YouTube, I am also solving the different unsolved problem of this particular book. And the next book is, and one of the very interesting thing about this book, in this book, what you will find a wonderful theory, very less example, and very up to date and conceptual unsolved problem. So this is very nice book. So I prefer this book for learning habit. So those students who want to do different type of problem, who want to dig their mind into different type of problem, then obviously this Quantum Mechanics by DJ Griffith is one of the best book. And next book is Quantum Mechanics by Nuruddin Jetli. You know that Mr. Jetli sir is one of the best teacher of quantum mechanics. He awarded in his university as one of the best teacher of quantum mechanics. And if you will find, this is one of the fantastic book. It is a fantastic book, and it is little bit bulky. And what I will tell you, that what he has done, he has just decode Cohen Tanoji in its own way. So this is the wonderful thing. So for the student and for the mediocre student, this is one of the best book. Why? Because in this book you will find lot of example, lot of solved example. So what you will do, if you have not any teacher, if you have not any a mentor kind of thing, then obviously you can learn with yourself. You can solve one problem, two problems, then you can understand what is going to happen. But yes, there are some printing error also into this book. I have found that thing. And one of the very important thing is that this book for the competitive examination, this book is good. But what will real problem that a student will trapped only into the solved example. So what they will do, they will just take the notes and thus they take the book and they just copy the question. So a student's mind will not work 100% when you will solve the gently. But yes, you can learn, and it is very high level of is solved example is there, very high number of solved example is there, which I personally doesn't like. But yes, this is one of the very nice book. Now if you will see the quantum mechanics in a current perspective, and one of the very nice book I can find, the principle of quantum mechanics by R Shankar. R Shankar sir is the one of the finest teacher of world of the quantum mechanics and theoretical physics. You can see his lecture also into your YouTube. And this is very concise, but yes, it is abstract and mathematical in nature. And one of the very good thing I will found into this book, that this book always try to connect the classical mechanics to quantum mechanics. Every time you will first see the first question will be from the classical system, and then he will try to do for the quantum mechanics. And one of the best thing is that when you will go to the symmetry part, then I will prefer this book, the rotational symmetry basically I will talk you, and the spin part I will prefer this quantum mechanics of R Shankar. And above this particular book, the one of the book I will always recommend, and that is not a quantum mechanics book, rather the book of the mathematical physics. So students, you can see this is the book written by the great Balakrishnan sir, V. Balakrishnan sir from the IIT Madras, mathematical physics. So in the basically vector spaces, matrices, and probability density, all these things are given in a very nice way into this book. So why I am just saying about this particular book, because all the quantum mechanics is all about the efficient use of mathematics. So unless until you don't have very nice mathematical acumen, you will not do very good into the quantum mechanics. So I will suggest every student that you must have this particular mathematical physics book by V. Balakrishnan, and such that if you will solve any problem, if you have any mathematical difficulty, then you can consult this book. And obviously, mathematical methods by the Afkin is one of the fundamental book everybody knows. So students, the real problem is that you have n number of books, and there are another books also. There are or other books, but I prefer mainly these books. So what will happen? The real problem is that how you will go through all these books together. It is very difficult. So why students, in this video, what I will do, I will chapter wise suggest which book is preferable to understanding this particular chapter, and in general, which book I will prefer for which chapter. This is my own choice. If you want, you can see with yourself also. So let's try to go for chapter wise all this book, and then I will also tell you how you can go through all this book together. Okay, so let's try to go for this. So I will just write each and every chapter, and I will also recommend the different books. So let's try to go for this. So students, so we have a list of chapters. So first of all, the recommended book, the chapter as well as recommended book. So what I have, the first chapter is all about the tools of quantum, mathematical tools of quantum mechanics. Mathematical tool of quantum mechanics. In this particular operator part is very nicely given into Jetli. So this is this particular Jetli. And vector spaces, you have to go for R Shankar. The Dirac notation, vector spaces, you can go for R Shankar. Even Jetli is also good. And probability density, the probability density part, you have to go for Griffith. There are n number of problem, the probability density itself into the first chapter itself. And if you want to go for the very detail of this all thing, then I will suggest that Bala V Mathematical Physics by Balakrishna. So this is the mathematical tools part you can just go for. And if you will go for postulates, then for the postulates you have, yes, Cohen-Tanorji is the best book. Cohen-Tanorji. So I can just, Tanorji double N is there. So Cohen-Tanorji. So this is for the postulates, but for the postulates 5 and Schrodinger equation, please mind it. For the postulate 5 and Schrodinger equation, you should go to Griffith. And especially the concept of a stationary state, the concept of time evolution, this is very nicely and very elusive. It is given into the into the Griffith. So you can just go for two things, and in a very concise way, it is also given into the basically Jetli also. And then if you will go for a free particle system, so if you will go for free particle system, that means I am talking about the box system, step potential, and finite box, infinite box, all these things is very nicely, even Dirac delta, all this thing is very nicely given into Griffith. This is more than enough. You will consult the Griffith, every type of problem is there, everything is given there. And harmonic oscillator, there are two ways, one is Schrodinger way, another is operator way. The Schrodinger way is very nicely given in Schrodinger method or Schrodinger way, it is given into Griffith. Very nicely a derivation using the Hermite polynomial and all these things are very nicely given into the Griffith. And the operator method, if you will go, that will be also that is given into the Griffith as well as Jetli. So operator method, you should go for Jetli or Cohen. You can take Cohen for any topic. But it's a very, very bulky. So harmonic oscillator is all about this. And next is all about, that is 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 1D, 2D, 3D system into the Cartesian coordinate. That means X, Y, Z coordinate. Then Jetli is the best. Lot of question. Jetli, the book written by Nuruddin Jetli is the best. And now you will go for the angular momentum system. So rotational operator. So this is very important. Rotational operator. It is very nicely given in R. Shankar. That is one of the, here you can just clear your concept. Otherwise, I have found in all other books, there are little bit confusion into the notation and all this thing. But R. Shankar, and if you want to go into much better way, then go for mathematical physics book by V. Balakrishnan. That we all are very proud that we live in the generation of Balakrishnan into India. So this is a wonderful book. I have found this particular book is awesome. And obviously that rotational algebra and this particular angular momentum algebra, you can go for Jetli. And also Griffith is also nice. But in the Griffith, you have a good derivation all over the angular momentum operator and all these things. So spherical harmonics part is much better into the Griffith. And next is hydrogen atom or radial wave function. radial wave function. Then obviously best is Griffith. You can just go and do the Griffith part, that is more than enough. And next we will go for a scattering. The scattering, the Born approximation. The Born approximation is given into the Griffith, and the partial wave analysis. The theory is given into the Griffith. The theory part is given into Griffith. So you can have theory is given into Griffith, and you have to solve the problem from the Jetli. So partial wave analysis, you can solve the problem from Jetli. And now we will go for next phase, that is the approximation method. So this is mainly problem based. So once you will go for approximation method, then perturbation, just go for Griffith. This is very nice. Everything degenerate, non-degenerate, time dependent. Perturbation is given into Griffith. WKB approximation also from the Griffith. Variational method from the Griffith. And you can do some basic problem, some unsolved problem if you want. You can also go some problem with Jetli. And last but not the least, we have relativistic quantum mechanics. So relativistic quantum mechanics, you can just go to your R. Shankar. Wonderful. The book by the R. Shankar is the wonderful. And for the identical particle, again, you can go for Griffith, and that you can go for Griffith. So fermions, bosons, how you will write the wave function, how Slater determinant, Jetli is also good. So Jetli is also good. At least you can just go for 3 particle system, 4 particle, Slater determinant, all these things, you can go for this. So students, from my point of view, you can just collect this chapter from different types of books. And yes, but all books are very nice. All books are, even if you will read any chapter from any book, you will find it's very nice. So students, it's a very good thing that you should read the book, because if you want to excel into the physics, then you cannot neglect quantum mechanics. This is very important. But students, we have also our study material of the quantum mechanics, and I have developed this one. So there are 2 volumes of this particular study material. So you can just see there are 2 volumes. This is volume 1 and volume 2. Volume 1 is for the CSIR NET and JAM examination also, and volume 2 is only for the GATE and CSIR NET examination. So if you want to solve the problem from your examination point of view, then obviously you can just go for this study material of the Pravega education, which I have developed by myself from my experience of the last 15-year teaching. So this is wonderful compilation of different problem, different methodology. So you can also just whatever I have written, I have in a very concise way, I have given into this particular study material. If you want, you can easily have a look of this, and after then you can have with yourself of this thing. Why? Because in this particular study material, what we have not only basic derivation, basic theory, basic example, rather all the previous year questions of the IT JAM, JEST, TIFR, CSIR NET, GATE, all questions we have solved year wise and the chapter wise also. And also you have very nice tutorials, and the tutorials, the question, the problem of these tutorials are from all these books. So what will happen if you want to combine all these things together for the examination point of view, then you can just go for my handbook of the quantum mechanics. This is the wonderful, you can, anytime you can call to Pravega Education and you can get this particular book. So students, you can suggest how we can you can just suggest that if you want, I can just give the different book review of all this quantum mechanics book step by step. So in this, I hope in this video you will get some intuition how to read and where to approach for the quantum mechanics. And all the best to all of you for reading of quantum mechanics. And students, one of the more important thing is that I am going to start my quantum mechanical session from the 8th of September for this year, and this is going to be one of the best session for the quantum mechanics lover. So I welcome all of you. If you want, you can join our class at the Pravega Education, either online or offline. So you can join it. So students, so let's do it and let's learn together. Okay. Thank you.